Layla here. Welcome to another video. Today, as the title says, I will be making a V-neck sweater vest for the first time, and it's gonna be in holiday colors. Now, I have made a sweater vest before. It's the first sweater vest I ever made, and as you can see, it's green and white. It kind of looks black, but it's actually like a forest green with the red ribbing around the neck, the bottom part, and the top, the neck, the sleeves, and the bottom part. And I made it an oversized cardigan. Let me scoot back so you can see it better. But I didn't realize that straight neck was not what I wanted until I actually made it. So this time I'm actually gonna make something that fits me, like fits my body more, and is a V-neck, because I think that is what I actually want. But I actually haven't made anything V-neck before. The closest was when I made my Weasley sweater, and I did a little collar thing area, but that was just for like the collar, so it wasn't like a V-neck or anything. But I feel like the steps are similar, so this is going to be me figuring out all of that in this video, okay? I will be writing a pattern out as I go, and you guys will see that happening, and I should have a finished written pattern down below, so if you want to follow along with the pattern, you are free to do that. Because this isn't really going to be like a tutorial, but I will be telling you guys everything I do, so you can use this video to make it yourself if you want to, if you don't know how to read a pattern. So the supplies you'll need for this video will be green yarn. The color that I'm using is Hunter Green, and it is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. The next one is white, same brand, and then the next one is Cherry Red. So you'll need these three colors, and the main colors you'll be using will be green and white, and then this one will be for the ribbing, the cuffs, you know, the trimming basically. The stitch that you will need to know for this pattern is a houndstooth stitch. It sounds and looks very difficult, but it is the easiest thing ever. All you do is you start with a single crochet in one stitch, and in the next stitch you do a double crochet. And so you always start with a single crochet and end with a double crochet. And you don't have to remember that because it should automatically happen that way. So always start with a single crochet. Just remember that. Always start with a single crochet. And as you go, it should turn into a houndstooth as you switch the colors. So one row you'll do one color, another row you'll do another color, and you just alternate, and you'll be like holding the yarn as you go. So you're not cutting anything, and it's just gonna happen in one, like all the yarn will be in the project. But as I said, I will go through all of that as I go through this video. I haven't done this before. I have done the houndstooth before, haven't done a V-neck, so we'll see how that turns out. I'm recording this intro before I have even done the project, so yeah. Oh yeah, the other things you'll need a 5.5 millimeter hook. So it's like a thicker hook, 5.5, or an eye. If you go by the letters, an eye hook or a 5.5 millimeter. You'll need scissors and a row counter, as I call it, or electronic counter. You'll need a tapestry needle, and I do not believe you'll need any stitch markers because we're working in rows instead of rounds. And yeah, I believe that is it. So let's get started. Alrighty, the first thing that I need to do is find out how wide I want the sweater vest to be, like around me. So I'm gonna take my tape measure here, and I'm going to measure around my waist. It's like 33 or 34. So I'm going to, half of 34 is 17. So I probably need around 17 inches to fit here, for the sweater to fit there. So that's 17 inches, but I think I might do like 20 inches. It'll go like from here to there. So it might be a little bigger, maybe 19 or 18 inches. I don't want it to be too tight and not too loose. So maybe 19, 20 inches. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, start with red because that's gonna be the ribbing part. So we're gonna start on the back panel. I'm going to chain 9 and then go into 8 stitches, so 8 single crochet, and I'm going to single crochet into the back loops only until I get to 20 inches of ribbing. So chain 9, go into 8 stitches, so 8 single crochet, and then back loop only until you get to 20 inches. And I'll tell you how many rows that is after I figure out how many rows that is. All right, I have 56 rows of ribbing, and that is literally just 20 inches. Let me show you guys. So we have 20 inches of ribbing. If you want it to be 17 inches, because around my waist is 17 inches on one side, and that will be 50 rows of ribbing. So if you want to do that, do 50 rows, but I did 56 rows, so it's going to fit like this from side to side. So this is going to be the back panel, and the front panel will be just like this, but we're working on the back for now. So now we're going to single crochet all the way down the ribbing, so like turn it horizontally and single crochet 56 into these stitches, and then we're going to start with our houndstooth stitch after that. But first I have to measure myself to see like how high I want it before I get to the armpits. So yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get to that. So go into these spaces here. So you see that space, and then that one, and then this space there, and then that one and that space until it gets to 56. Alrighty, in the last stitch, you're going to want to finish off with the white yarn so that you have the white yarn to start with next, because this is where we're going to do the houndstooth stitch. So before that, I want to see how far up I want my sweater vest to be, because I do want it to be like a long sweater vest, because I do like oversized things. Like when it comes to my clothes, like I am a size small, medium in like tops and everything, but I love extra large everything. So I want it to like still fit me, but I still want it to be like long or like big. So the ribbing is about 2.5 inches. And if I want it to fall here, if it's like 2.5 inches, I do want 15 inches of the panel, like before the armpit. I want it to be 15 inches before the armpit. So like that's how it's gonna fall, because then the ribbing will come down like there. So yeah, I think 15 inches is pretty good before the armpit. And then yeah, so I'm gonna start the houndstooth stitch, and to do that, all you have to do is single crochet into the first stitch and then double crochet into the next stitch. So just with your white yarn, single crochet, then double crochet, then single crochet, then double crochet, and do that for the entire row. You should end off with the double crochet if you started off with the single crochet, and then chain 1, turn your work, and then change to green. So this row with the white will be the first row, and then the second row will be green, and then you're going to repeat rows 1 and 2. So white, green, white, green, white, green. I'm going to do white and then green, and then I'll show you what it should start looking like. face, but this is what it should start to look like. You can see it's starting to actually look like a tooth. And also, whenever you do single crochet and double crochet, on the second row, we always start with single crochet. So always start with single crochet, remember that. And going into the single crochet means we're going into the last double crochet that we made. So every single crochet goes into a double crochet, and every double crochet goes into a single crochet. So it makes it stagger because a big stitch is going into a small stitch and a small stitch is going into a big stitch. So if you ever lose track of what stitch you're on, if you're like, dang it, did I just do a double crochet or a single crochet? Look at the stitches and you can see the long stitches, or like the wider stitches are double crochet. So that means you have to do a single crochet into it. And if you see the smaller stitches, or like the shorter stitches, like this one here, a short stitch, that is the single crochet because it's shorter than a double crochet. So that is how I remember them. So now this is what it looks like. Kind of looks like a candy cane almost, but I'm going to continue this until I get like 15 inches. If you don't want it that long, you can stop at like 8 inches, 10 inches, but I'm going to keep going until 15 inches because I want this to be pretty long. And then I'll come back after that so we can start the armpit. Oh, and I'll let you guys know how many rows I did because I don't know how many rows I'm doing. But for those of you who like to go based on rows instead of like the measurements, I'll let you know after I know. I'm back. It's been like 5 hours or so. It's like 5 something, I think, or almost 6 p.m. And I took a break to like eat and stuff. And I did this so far. I did 13 inches instead of 15 inches because I just wanted to get to the armpit part, and I feel like this is long enough because we still have like the armpit and then like the V-neck area to go. So I feel like it'll still be as long as I want it to be. But now, so this is 35 rows of the houndstooth stitch, and now we are on row 36. And for row 36, this is going to be the armpit area, and I think I'm going to skip like 5 stitches, maybe 6. I feel like I should skip 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 on each side. I feel like that will be a good armpit length. This is probably like 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Let me see. This is the 6th stitch, and it's like almost 2 inches. So slip stitch into 6 stitches on the side that you're on, and then do the single crochet, double crochet until there are 6 stitches left, and don't crochet into those stitches, so you'll have 2 like blank spaces, and then just go up normally. How many inches should we go up? Maybe 8.5 inches up. We should do. It could be 9. 8.5 to 9 inches up. That's how much you should crochet. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'll come back and tell you how many rows it is. If you hear talking, sorry, it's my sister playing Fortnite with my other sister. But yeah, I'll test that out and see. I don't know if I want to create, it's the back, so you don't have to like create a neckline for the back. So I'm probably just going to make it like do the inside for the shoulders and then go all the way up. 8.5 to 9 inches, and I'll come back and tell you how many rows that is, or if I change my mind about the way I do it. I lied. I just tried to slip stitch, and it's not really possible to do it with 2 colors, so cut your yarn and just go into the 7th stitch and secure the green yarn there. I have finished the back panel. It is now like almost 8 o'clock p.m. and this is what it turned out to be. Let me stand up so you can like see it on me. So this is the back panel, but you can like test it out in the front and see what it will be like. So this is what it's going to look like in the back. And like, let's just assume it's the front. The V-neck is gonna start like here and then go up like that. I'm gonna come back in the morning, but you guys can definitely work up the front panel and start that out before we do the V-neck, because it is the same as the back panel. So do your ribbing. Oh, the rows I did for this was, I went up until row 58. So rows 36 to row 58, that's how far up you go. And you do the same thing for the front that you did for the back up until row 37. So do the ribbing and then rows 1 to 36. Do the exact same thing that you did for this back panel. And then row 37, I will come back on camera in the morning and let you guys know what I plan to do. Because I don't know what I plan to do. I don't care to think about what I plan to do right now because I am tired. I need to take these contacts out of my eyeballs. These aren't my prescription glasses. I have contacts in and I put these on because, you know, when you pull your yarn, like yarn dust just comes up from your yarn, it like sheds, and it was like getting in my eyes and irritating my contacts. And I didn't want to take my contacts off, so I got these non-prescription glasses to put on. They're blue light glasses, so I'm going to come back in the morning and then finish off this and see how that goes. So work up your front panel the same as you did the back panel, and I'll come back and we'll do the V-neck together. Hello, it is now the next day. It's actually December 24th, so it's Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas. I have finished the front part of the panel, the first part of the front part. So this is the back part that I have finished from last night. And then this morning, well, it's still morning, but like I woke up and I started the front panel. So this is row 36 right here where I did the sleeve, the armpit area. So we skipped 6 on each side and then crocheted 44 across. So now we're going to start our V-neck. And to do that, I just folded my project in half because I wanted to get like the midpoint area. And then I put stitch markers in the 2 middle stitches. So 2 markers right there. And to do that, I counted, and like to get an actual midpoint, like so it could be even on both sides, I did 21. I counted 21 over, and then I put it in the 22nd and 23rd stitch. So there are 21 stitches on this side and then 21 stitches on that side. Now I'm going to crochet across here, and then I'm going to decrease in these 2 stitches here. So I'm going to decrease every time I get here on each row until I get to row, what did I write down? Until row 54. So, well, until row 53 really, but you actually work into row 53. So rows 54 to 58 will be regular, and so that's row 54 is where you'll stop decreasing. So keep decreasing until you reach row until row 53. So row 53 will be the last row you decrease in, and only decrease every time you get to these stitch markers or the center of your piece, because you don't want to decrease over here, because if you want it to be straight, you just want to decrease here to make the V, and I think it will keep going up. I haven't done this before. I assume it will, because on my Weasley sweater I did a decrease, but I only did a decrease like every other row, so it didn't have that sharp upward slant like I want this one to have. So I'm gonna decrease in every single row on this side, and then I will see how that turns out. I will also be writing out like the actual amount of stitches you will have after each row. So if you're following along with the pattern, you have a perfect number already. I don't, because I'm writing this as I'm going. So we'll see how that goes. I'll record myself making one half of it and I'll show you what that looks like, and then we'll do it on the other side and finish off our sweater vest. Finished the V-neck, and I did both sides, so this is what it looks like. I know the little straps are like, usually people do, gosh, usually the straps are wider, but I wanted the V-neck to be like super deep. So let me stand up, and this is what it'll look like on. So like it's still normal, like it's still nice. So now I am going to take the back panel and the front panel, and I'm gonna put them together. Just line, if you're at this part, just line yours up the best you can. If you have to stretch some parts a little bit, it should look like this. So I'm going to get stitch markers, and I'm going to just fasten like the top parts together and then the bottom parts together, and I'm going to slip stitch along the top part of the shoulder and then the sides until you get to this part. Don't slip stitch the armhole, because then you won't be able to stick your arm through. So just slip stitch up the sides and across the shoulders, and then I'll come back to do the trimming part around the neckline and the armpits. I have stitch markers here at the top parts of it, and I even put some right here where the armpits are, just so that I can secure it some more and not have it move. And then for the bottom parts, I put the stitch markers like above the red because I do want this part to be out. So I'm not going to slip stitch the red part together, just this part where the houndstooth stitch is. So I'm going to leave, you can slip stitch it if you want to. You can slip stitch it if you want to, but I'm not going to because I want it to be out. Just, you know, like a little design thing. So now I'm going to slip stitch across this part of the panel and then across the little shoulder part right there. This is what you should have when you have finished. So you can see these parts are together. So now flip your thing, sweater vest, flip your sweater vest inside out so that it is on the correct side or the right side so you won't see those thick seams. I'm just going to do the trimming, see how it comes out. If I don't like it, I'm going to unravel it. I am the unravel queen. I unravel almost everything if I don't like it, and if it's not perfect, I have to unravel it. So I'm gonna attempt to do that, and then we'll see how it turns out, and then we'll move on to the sleeves. I don't think I'll come back and talk about the sleeves. I keep saying sleeves for the armholes. Oh yeah, I forgot to say use red for the trimming if you want it to match. If you want to use another color, you can, but I'm using red. Do a row of single crochet around, and then I'm going to do a row of double crochet. No. I'm going to just double crochet around the entire thing for maybe 2 or 3 rows. And I'm going to do the same thing with the armpits, and we'll see how that turns out. But for right now, no. You know what? I'll single crochet so that it can somewhat look like this. So maybe 3 rows of single crochet since it's a smaller stitch. I'm just thinking right now. I have no clue what I want this to look like, honestly. Back to say I did a row of single crochet, and I think I'm gonna do double crochet just because I think it'll be a little thicker, and I do want a thick trim, and I don't like just crocheting into random spaces. Like, I like to have exact stitches. So I did a row of single crochet stitches, and I'm gonna go in with double crochet. So I might do 2 or 3 rows of that. I'll let you guys know. I'll come back and see. If you're following the pattern, you already know because you can see it. But if not, and you're just following along with this video, do a row of single crochet if you want to. Here I am, undecisive again. I'm gonna do single crochet and that's it. I think that's it. I'm gonna stop changing my mind. I'm just gonna do single crochet. You can do double crochet if you want. I'll do single crochet, see how that turns out, and hopefully I like it. Alrighty guys, I have finished this sweater vest. Side, on the back, on the other side, the v-neck. For this part I did 4 rows, and for this part I did 3 rows. So yeah, it's actually, let me just stand up for you. It actually looks kinda cool, kinda grandpa-y, and I like it a lot. I am actually proud of this. It's like, the v-neck turned out so well. I didn't think it would, to be honest, because this is my first time making a v-neck anything. So I'm actually happy with it. It fits very snug. As you can see, like if I pull, like there's really no slack. Like when I'm grabbing this, there's not really any slack, so it fits very nicely. And it actually shrank a little bit because putting 2 colors together made it a little bit tighter, but that is totally fine because it still fits. And yeah, I like it. If you guys made it yourselves, follow me on Instagram and tag me so I can see it and share it with other people. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time in another video. Bye.